So I know you don't want me to have a tattoo because you're concerned about my health and the damage it can do to my skin, but I'm sure I can convince you otherwise. My friends and I did some research and we found a lot of benefits and interesting things about tattooing and the skin in general. There are safety risks that go along with anything, but tattooing is low risk in harm if done correctly.
So first we thought we'd help you understand the skin some more in order to convince you. The skin and all its functions and accessories is also known as the integumentary system. So basically the skin is divided up into 3 layers: the epidermis, dermis, and subcutaneous layer. It also has accessory structures which include hair follicles and nails. The epidermis is the outermost layer of the skin in our body and contains no blood vessels. Divided up into 5 layers, the epidermis consists of the old, dead skin cells which have been keratinized, or in other words, have become tough and waterproof. The dermis is responsible for producing fingerprints and carrying out the processes of in particular muscle cells, nerve cells, and motor functions. Hair follicles extend from the dermis and provide a covering for the hair root. As the base of the follicle is nourished and continues to grow, the hair starts to grow out of its shaft and fall out. This is only normal and means the new healthier hair will grow in its place. The nails also have an important part in not only accessorizing the skin, but also in producing epithelial cells in the lunella, which later becomes keratinized. Other important structures of the skin include the skin's glands, in particular sebaceous glands, sweat glands, eccrine glands, and apocrine glands. The sebaceous glands root off the hair follicles and are what produce fatty material and cellular waste that later mix to form a substance called sebum, which help keep the hair soft and waterproof. Sweat glands obviously produce sweat, which are secreted by eccrine glands. Eccrine glands play a key role in responding to body temperature. They carry out waste as well as water. Apocrine glands are the main cause of body odor, and they also open up into hair follicles. It's important to know that Kylie must have her hair on the epidermis shaved or waxed off in order to prevent infection. It is important to take care of your skin and all of its accessories. Always make sure you apply lotion and make sure it's not dry. In regards to hair and nails, wash the hair on your head at least every other day. It is important not to apply too much heat to your hair as well, to keep from having split ends and a weak shaft. Nails should always be filed every so often and kept neat and clean.
There are 5 key functions to the integumentary system. It serves as a barrier against infections and injuries. It helps keep the body's homeostasis. It removes waste from the body. It provides protection, and it helps in the production of vitamin D.
The immune system. You have cells and compounds on your skin that help to kill any bacteria that appear. The immune system responds to the fever, swelling, running nose, etc., depending on what pathogens are invading your body. One of the most important parts of the immune system is the skin, because the skin is the first defense mechanism against disease. There is more of a chance to contract dangerous bacteria or viruses on your skin and hands than breathe those microorganisms into your lungs. So basically, the immune system protects our body from bad bacteria from entering and hazardous diseases from forming. So you're probably wondering, Mom and Dad, how does the immune system play a part in tattooing? Well, when inserting foreign objects into the skin, the body's going to try to fight it off. A granuloma is a mass of immune cells that forms as a response when bad bacteria enters the body. So basically, it's like an inflammation. When you get a tattoo, the body creates an immune response with macrophages, phagocytes, and mast cells. They encase the ink in order to prevent the invasion of these foreign materials. Ink is injected into the dermis in order to be permanent for life. If ink was injected into the epidermis, it would only be temporary considering the excessive amount of cells shed a day. Before you begin actually tattooing, it's important for an area to be thoroughly cleaned first with disinfectant and shaved. Needles push hair into skin, which can easily cause infection. In the process of tattooing, a tattooing machine is usually used to create the tattoo. So is a sterilized needle, a tube machine which draws the ink through the machine, electric motor, and a foot pedal which controls the vertical movements of the needle. Pain is normal and common during this process, which is dependent on your personal pain tolerance. After tattoo is completed, it is bandaged, and you are advised to limit exposure to water and sunlight and to avoid contact, rubbing, scratching, picking, etc. This may cause permanent scarring or distortion of the tattoo. Even the most experienced tattoo artists use stencils and know never to do tattoo freehand because it's all permanent.
Okay, well, in terms of tattooing, the health risks, which are positive and negative, the first would be positive, that they create a nice visual effect and that they're removable at any time. The negative health effects would be that they're extremely hard to remove. It could either end up not being successful at all and being stuck with it, or it can be very painful in the process. And also allergic reactions may occur due to what's inside the ink. So allergens should be confirmed before you get your tattoos done. But pretty much, in summary, health risks can all be avoided with careful planning before you get your tattoos.
The pictures that I selected to use show different tattoos that are made with different types of ink and different places on the body. They're actually also very interesting to look at.
Some examples of an immune response to a tattoo is if the skin becomes red and warm, or the recruitment of additional immune systems can lead to a buildup of pus. The majority of the time, it only happens to people that are prone to that. So Kylie seems like a healthy girl, and it most likely won't happen to her. The major health issues only come up if we were to use unsterilized equipment, and we've already researched many valid and licensed professionals to do the job, so safety isn't an issue. Also, in our research, we found that only certain color ink, red and blue, give off the worst reactions, so Kylie has decided to get inked with black ink because it gets the least amount of reactions. So, Mom and Dad, what do you think?